Welcome back to Explore Electronics. Now we have already completed Module 1 and from today videos we are starting with Module 2. Again, this Module 2 is divided into two chapters, Console IO and Statements. Now we will start with Console IO from this video. Okay, if you have not watched the previous module videos, please go back and watch them first and continue with this module because as these topics are more important and it is a fundamentals for you to write any program and to understand other concepts like array, string, pointers. If you understand these topics, it will be easier to understand array pointer topics also. So make sure you go back and watch them first and continue with this video. Now let us get started with module 2. Chapter 1, and today we are going to cover these topics, that is reading and writing characters, reading and writing strings, formatted console IO, and this is a chapter name. Okay, so before we start with the video, make sure you have your notebook and pen ready. Note down the key points as we go along. This will really help you during your exams. Okay, now let's start with the today's video. The first concept is console IO. Here IO is nothing but input and output. C language do not have built-in IO keywords. Input and output are performed using library functions. Here, the header file stdio.h contains all standard input-output functions declarations. I think you all would be seeing this line, right? The starting of the line for the program means you will be writing like this, right? Hash include stdio.h. We'll call this as preprocessor directive, the whole thing. But here we will call this main thing stdio.h as a header file which contains all standard IO function declaration. Okay, C supports both console and file IO. Remember, C supports both console and file IO, and though they work similarly, they are conceptually different. The working part of both console and file IO remains the same, but when it comes to the theory or concept part, both are different. That means, let me explain. Here, console IO. Console IO means it's like having a temporary conversation. You type something on your keyboard and the computer responds through screen. Okay, and then words disappear when you close the program. That's what console IO does. But when you come to file IO, it's like writing a letter. You use a program to save information permanently into a file on your computer's hardware drive. You can close the program, open it later, and the information will still be there. That's like file IO. In simple words, to say console IO is for immediate communication with the user. It's like a temporary, but file IO, it's like structured and long-term storage and retrieval. Okay, for example, file IO, you'll be all be typing the programs in Turbo C++ or the file code blocks and anything. You save the file, then later on, if you today you have written the program, if you come tomorrow and then open the file also it opens. That is file IO. But console IO is like you type the program, but you won't save. You close the program as it is. Means I have by scenario analogy I have explained that, but actual concept is this one, what I have mentioned earlier. Okay, that's the difference between console and file IO. Here, the main thing is it's like stores the data, the helping input output. The main primary focus is input and output, but when you come to the concept, both are different. It's only used as temporary when you type something on a keyboard, it displays on a screen. That's it. After closing the program, if we again open that program, it won't be saved. That is console IO. But file IO, when you type the program and save, later also it can be opened and viewed. That is file IO. Okay, and standard C only defines TTY. TTY means Tele Typewriter based console IO functions. It does not include graphics or screen control functions. Console I/O works on standard input and output, which can be redirected to other devices. Okay. Now, the next concept is reading and writing characters. Getchar is used to read single character from the keyboard and putchar is used to display single character on the screen. Guys, please make a point of it. Getchar, like it is a function which is used to read single character from the keyboard. Word, what I have rounded, please make a point of it. You have to write this in your exams. And putchar, it is used to display single character on the screen. It's a reading operation and it does the display operation. Okay. Getchar waits for a key to be pressed and then returns the character entered. Now the character entered using getchar is automatically echoed. Echoed is nothing but you can simply write it as display. Okay, on the screen. Putchar prints the character at the current cursor position on the screen. Now this is the prototypes of getchar and putchar as shown here. Okay, it is an important point in getchar wide and in putchar NC. This is a prototype for both the functions. Now getchar returns an integer value. Though it is stored a char variable, but it can return a integer value. The character read by getchar is in the low order byte. High order byte is auspically will be 0, so it will be read by low order byte. Getchar returns EOF, that is end of file, if an input error occurs. EOF is defined in stdio.h and usually equals to -1. Means EO is nothing but which is equal to -1. Okay. Putchar takes an integer argument, but only the lower byte is printed on the screen. And it also returns the character printed or end of the file if any output error occurs. This is a function of both getchar and putchar. Next, here you can see the program. It illustrates the getchar and the putchar function. It inputs characters from the keyboard and display them in a reverse case. That it prints uppercase as a lowercase and lowercase as uppercase. Means if you type A, it prints as A. And if you type A and it prints as uppercase A. Okay, and this is the library functions. Int main, say printf, enter some text. Okay, here it is like a printf statement. Here ch get char. Now here it is a if condition, if loop. We will be studying this if loop and statement how we are going to use in a program in the next chapter of this module only, second module. Okay, we are writing here if lower ch is equal to upper ch, else ch is equal to 2 lower. Means here we are converting. Here putchar means what? We have already mentioned it displays. Getchar means it reads. Okay. While ch is equal to character and return 0. This is a simple program to show the usage of getchar and putchar functions in program. Okay. The main output means if we enter an uppercase, we will get an lowercase, and if we type lowercase, it has uppercase. Means ulta. Here only you can see that is it prints uppercase as lowercase and lowercase as uppercase. To stop the program, enter a period. Means to stop these functions, we want to enter a period. That's what the program says. Next, the problem with getchar. Okay, what does the getchar do? The main thing of getchar is to read a data. Now, may use line buffer input, which means the input is stored until the enter key is pressed, and only then the character returns to the program. In line buffered input, the character types are kept in a temporary buffer until enter is hit. That means for everything, means for every action, you have to press an enter key. Since lecture reads only one character at a time, other character remains in the input queue. Input queue means buffer, like this. one by one. The behavior can cause problems in interactive programs as the program waits for enter even if a single key is needed. So, although getChat can be implemented as an interactive means character by character function, most compilers use the line buffered methods leading to unexpected behavior sometimes. So, this is the problem we are facing with getChat functions. So then what is alternative? Now you have seen the problems, right? Now what is the alternatives for getChar function? Here it is. May not work properly, as I mentioned in the problem statement. So most compilers provide alternative functions that is getCh and getChe function. Now you can see the prototype over here. These functions are not part of standard C but are commonly used in practice. Now they have declared this function as standard input and output declared using the function stdio.h. In the same way, this function getCh and getChe are declared in the header file that is conio.h. That is conio.h. In Microsoft Visual C++, they are named as getCh and getChe. Means getCh wait for the key press and returns the character without displaying it on the screen. But this function waits for a key press and returns the character and also display it on the screen. This is the function of both getCh and getChe. Okay. Now these functions are used for interactive programs needing instant keyboard input. They are often used instead of getchar in console-based or menu-driven application. This is the application, one application of that function. For example, the previous program is shown here using getch instead of getchar. Right? What we are seeing? The previous program. The program that is used like uppercase, it's printed as a lowercase, and lowercase, it is printed as a uppercase. This thing we have seen using a getchar function. But now let us see the alternative of getchar, that is getch. The same function, how it works. Okay, here the main thing is changes when header file is included over here, and then getchar is changed into a getch. The remaining code will remains the same. Here, when you run this version of the program, each time you press a key, it is immediately transmitted to the program and displayed in a reverse order. Okay, this is the function of getch with a program example. The next concept is reading and writing strings. We have in the previous concept was reading and writing characters. Okay, in exam also please go through the question properly. If they have mentioned reading and writing characters, write that concept means what I have taught in previous slides. When they ask reading and writing strings, you write this means what you will teach in next. Okay, here reading and writing. Don't be confused with the character and strings first. Let me clarify that part and let me move on to this. Character is nothing but it will be mentioned in a single quotes. Okay, now let me take an example as A is the character and 7 and then exclamatory mark. Like this all comes under characters. Next, string. String is nothing but it is a sequence of one or more characters. Strings are nothing but sequence of one or more characters. Example, hello and hello, one, 1, 2, 3. Here you can see group of characters over here. So this is called it as strings and make sure don't be confused. Characters will be mentioned in a single quote. String will be mentioned using a double quotes and character is like a single unit of text, whereas string is a collection or a sequence of single units, that is a collection of characters. Okay, don't confuse with this and please make sure you read a question properly and write answers. If string is given, write this. If character is given, Write the previous slide's answer. Okay, now let's start with the strings. Gets and puts are used for string input and output in C. Okay, they are more advanced than basic console I/O functions like getchar and putchar. Gets function. It reads the strings of character from the keyboard. Prototype means what is the prototype of this gets function? Here, the main important point is like prototype means for everything. In the previous for functions also like get ch and get chr, please make sure you write this prototype. Okay, that is char hashtag gets cher hashtag str. Here, str is a pointer to a character array that receives the character entered by a user gets, and it also returns str. Okay, now let us see the working of this gets function. It accepts the character from the keyboard and the enter means carriage return is pressed. It's not stored in the string means carriage return is not stored in the string. A null character is automatically added at the end of the string, returns the same pointer that receives the input. And typing mistakes can be corrected using a backspace key before pressing the enter. This is working of a gets function, and this is like a error correction thing point. Okay. Now, here gets cannot read carrier's written character as a part of input. It also does not check buffer size, so it may cause buffer overflow. So it thinks it is unsafe and removed from Never C standard C11. That is the reason why from C standard it has been removed. Now, in the following program, reads a string into the array str and prints its length. Okay, here string.h means it is a header file used for a string, and stdio header file for standard input and output. Here I have declared a string with a size of 80, and here I have used the gets function str. Here I am going to print length is. Here str length means string length. String length means, for example, let me take it as apple. Simple example. Here apple. Now it is a string. String is nothing but collection of characters. Now here the length of string here is what means a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the function what it will be doing. Okay, you need to be careful when using gets because it performs no boundary checks on array that is receiving input. That is possible for the user to enter more characters than the array can hold. So be careful when you will be using get function. While gets is fine for sample programs, simple utilizes that only you will use. You will want to avoid its use in a commercial code. One alternative is fgets function. Means it is a newer function added to a modern C. Now we have understood about the gets function. Now we're going to study about a puts function. Now it is used to display a string on the screen. Slash n means automatically it goes to next line after printing, and it writes its string argument to the screen followed by a new line. Now its prototype is I have mentioned within a parenthesis, right? Int, the data type, puts the function, here constant, I'm adding that, and char pointer, this is a pointer str. Here puts recognizes the same black slash escape sequences as printf, such as slash t, means it is for tab, as slash n is for next line, and slash t for tab space. Okay, a call to puts requires far less overhead than the same call to printf because puts can only output a string of characters. It cannot output number of or do format conversions. Okay, therefore it takes up less space and runs faster than printf. Make sure means take down this point. For this reason, the puts function is often used when no format conversions are required. Put functions returns non-negative values. if successful, or EOF, that is nothing but end of file. End of file. If an error occurs. However, when strings to console, you can as usually assume that no error will occur, so return value of puts is seldom monitored. So the following statement is displays hello means puts hello. If you type this, you'll get an output as hello means display. Right? This is about the puts function. Now here you can see the summarize the basic console IO function get char, get ch and che and get ch. Here the function name and what the operation it does. Get char, it reads a character from keyboard but as usually waits for carry is written. It means pressing of enter. Okay. And get che means it reads a character with echo. Echo, you can say it as display. And it does not wait for a carriage return. Carriage return means, as I said earlier, enter and not defined by standards but a common extension. Get means it reads a character without echo and does not wait for a carriage return and not displayed by standards but a common extension. Now putchar writes a character to the screen, gets reads a string from a keyboard, and its function is to write a string to the screen. These are basic IO functions. Okay, it is a summarization table. Now here you can see the function, purpose, prototype, and key point. What I have mentioned earlier, fkits is a new thing added in a modern C. Purpose read string info. Here with prototype, I have created like one chart, so it will be easier for you to remember and write in your exams. Okay, I'll wait for a few seconds. You may take screenshot if it is required. If you see this, you will be understand in much more easier way. Okay, I'll wait for a few seconds. Please take a screenshot of it. The next concept is formatted console IO. Here the printf, scanf perform formatted output and input, and they read data and write data in various formats under your control. Under your control means the user control. I've just copy pasted the textbook thing. So the printf function, it writes data to the console. The scanf function is to read data from the keyboard. Both the function can operate on any built-in data types plus null terminated character string. Okay, this is small part of like small console and IO part. That's all about the today's video. I hope you have enjoyed. In the next video, we are going to study about printf and scanf. So stay tuned till then. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to Explore Electronics. See you in the next video. Bye bye.